Welcome, my beloved friends. You have no idea how excited I am about this. You know, when the angels want something new on earth, I'm one of their go-to earth angels. Of course, there are more, but I'm me. And so they have their ways of inviting me to play, and they're always big. And so I only got this invitation for this Angel Healer Summit 3 weeks ago. And to pull this together in just 3 short weeks has been quite a feat. And of course, with lots of angel assistance. And it's a really technical thing. So if you're one of the ones who didn't get the right passwords and things, if you are struggling a little bit, please forgive us because this happened really fast and it's quite a complicated setup. So enough of that. So, the angels are calling us into this 31 days of healing, sharing, shining, giving, loving, uniting in the embrace of divine love, which is truly heaven on earth. We are your angel family. We are your seraphim family. We are all here together, and how wonderful to be able to come together every day for these 31 days to feel the loving support, the presence, the healing power, the glow, the shine of each other. So each day we'll all be receiving support as we embrace the angel mystic's lifestyle. So our first two questions today are, what is an angel mystic? And how do you know if you're an angel mystic? So I'm always blown away by the beauty and the brilliance of the angels. And when I can simply say yes to their invitations and step into the flow of the divine vision and be the earth co-creator to bring into manifestation what they're asking for, the outcome is always divine. So before we get to those magic questions, I want to thank a few people. I want to thank Rose Sanders from Penguin Executive Offices, who's been my right hand through this, coordinating all of those speakers. Oh, you can't imagine what it takes to get all the right information from everybody and set up all those beautiful speaker pages. I hope that you admire those beautiful speaker pages and tell us how beautiful they are. And so Rose has been our point person for all the communications with our speakers. And I want to thank Ada Morales of Ada's Online Agency, because Ada has been the miracle worker behind the scenes, setting up over 40 pages for this complicated thing that we're doing here. And I also want to thank our beloved Reverend Jana Marie Toutolmin, who's here with us. Toutolmin, who's here with us today. She's our co-host, and also our other co-host, Reverend Maria Jade Piano. So both of them have been really extraordinary in helping us bring this together. So before we get into these golden questions, you know, we like to always come together in sacredness. And so our Reverend Maria Jade Piano is going to take us through our first opening prayer and connection into oneness. And I want to introduce her because you want to know who she is. She is so amazing. Where did she just go? Come back here. Here you are. Here you are.
Reverend Kimberly, is it possible your papers are moving on the mic on your laptop?
That is possible. Am I making noise here?
Yes.
Sorry about
It's
that.
very loud on our end. Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh, sure.
So Maria is a graduate of the Barbara Brennan School of Healing and intensive 4-year training in hands-on energy healing, focused on physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual healing for health and integration. She has completed additional training in healing modalities, including theta healing, one of my personal favorites, and organizational constellations supporting success of organizations. I've had the benefit of some of her organizational constellation work, and it is awesome. And she's also a graduate of our angel ministry. She's one of our ordained angel ministers. And so from that, she is very close to my heart. And so she brings the guidance and messages of the angels into her work. Maria has bridged leadership development and energy healing approaches to deliver unique leadership and business development explorations for us conscious Earth Angels. So, welcome, Maria. I am just so delighted to have you here.
Thank you, Reverend Kimberly. It's an honor. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge each of the angel mystics here, and that's each of you that have come to join this angel summit. And I want to honor the call that has brought you here, the angels that have inspired you. And I want to share with everyone briefly that I'm coming to you live from Assisi in Italy. And earlier today, I went to the tomb of Saint Francis, and the light radiating from that place, and we saw his robe, was just really astounding. The reason I'm sharing this is Saint Francis is also an angel mystic. In his story of mysticism, there were seraphim angels that appeared to him, and those angels gave him the stigmata. So with that introduction into the angel, what it means to be an angel mystic, I bring this energy that I experienced here today to all of you. We'll do an angelic light body activation right now for everyone. And what this is going to help you do is attune to your angelic body, your angelic aura, and your angelic nature. So I invite everyone to gently close your eyes or gaze softly in front of you. And coming to the heart, and just slowing everything down. And just letting go of everything it took to get here today. And coming to your heart space within. And just bringing breath to your heart. Breath to your feet. And allowing the light of your soul to expand. Your system knows how to do that. Now, as we go into this heart and soul space, tuning more deeply into the subtle energy of the angels and the frequencies. And as you're breathing, allowing that frequency to amplify. And in this stillness and quiet, there's a fullness around you, within you, and in the room. And you allow the angels to increase their luminosity, making their presence stronger and their light brighter around you and in the room you're in right now. Auric field, these are the bands of light around you. The angels are now sending light. Imagining iridescent colors lighting up the layers of your auric field as the angels bring pulsations of light, love, and higher consciousness. And they're radiating this iridescent light to your auric field, to your heart, cells of your body. And allow this illumination to flow and radiate through your whole system. And in this light is the intelligence, love, wisdom of the angels as they bring healing, because they know exactly where to bring the light in your body, in your system, in your life, where you may need it the most. And as the angels activate your angelic light body, illuminating, they help you to see and perceive with higher angelic consciousness. And experiencing the angelic illumination, and bringing your attention to the back of your heart, the back of your body, the back of your legs, and allowing these parts to also become illuminated. Now I invite you to come to your heart. And we just ask, like children, innocence, for the angels to support you in this angelic summit. And what you may be seeking or looking for be answered in the speakers. And may the angels speak to you in your soul time. So coming to the heart and acknowledging yourself as we bring this angelic light body illumination to a conclusion for now. And it'll stay with you through the summit. And just coming back to your waking reality with your angelic light body and consciousness. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And with this, I would love to introduce to everyone here Reverend Jana Marie Toutolmin. She's a catalyst for clarity, a vibrant, rare, and powerful woman who serves on a global scale to align with their convictions, allowing for the freedom to create higher impact and influence in their personal and professional lives. Reverend Jana Marie is an author, speaker, new thought leader, frequency formula expert, and an ordained interfaith reverend trained in our angel ministry program. She now serves on the board of directors at Gateway University, in addition to teaching and mentoring the students in the angel ministry program. She has founded the Crystal Clear Coaching Program and is the author of her upcoming book, The Catalyst for Clarity, Your Secret Frequency Formula to the Freedom You Desire. Her unique revolutionary crystal clear technique integrates science, technology, and spirituality to safely guide you in understanding valuable insights about how your mind, emotions, and body work together. Prior to her studies of the Angel Ministry program, she spent 4 years in higher education, mentoring medical and graduate trainees. Integrating these skills with her studies in epigenetics, high frequency connection, and the unexpected calling from the seraphim angels has led her on a mission to teach what she has learned after a life-defining moment, to remember, align with, and live in the strength and truth of her core convictions. She believes our world needs the commitment, wisdom, and compassion of women now more than ever. Women of integrity who are resourceful, respectful, creative, and supportive of other women and all of humanity. And I pass to you, Reverend Jana.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great, thank you. I realized everyone was on mute. Thank you, Reverend Maria. That was really a beautiful introduction. And I'm not sure I know who that is. It sounds like that person does an awful lot. I see myself as an everyday angel, going around doing what I do. And when you see it written, it's so different. So that was really beautiful. Thank you so much. I'd like to go back now to the big golden question, which Kimberly brought up earlier, which is, what is an angel mystic? And so to begin with, we need to understand what the words actually mean, not what our parents told us, or our schools told us, or the churches told us. We need to have our own embracing of what these words really mean. And so from the dictionary, where most people would go to look, angel is, in religious traditions, a supernatural being who serves God, a benevolent celestial intermediary between God and humanity. So simply said. And then a mystic. So people get very confused about that word, and nobody wants to claim they're a mystic. But if you've had any kind of experiences, which I'll talk about in a minute, you'll know that you are, and you can claim it. And you can use the word mystic. So mystic is a person who seeks contemplation and self-surrender to attain, or believes in the possibility of attaining, insight into mysteries that transcend ordinary human knowledge. So as by direct communication with the divine, or even your immediate intuition. So that's a mystic. So all that said, I'm going to guess that most of you would not have been led here by the seraphim if it wasn't the case that you are an angel mystic. So we welcome you with our open hearts, and the seraphim are here embracing us, and so thrilled to have you here in our presence to learn and open up your heart to the divine love. So how, again, do you know you're an angel mystic? Well, to qualify as a mystic, you've had to have a mystical experience or a series of mystical experiences. So I'm guessing that many of you have had a mystical experience, meaning you've allowed yourself to go to such a place that you're in your identity, but just being. You're just a being. And you have an experience of a union with God, the universe, Mother Earth, even the cosmos, whatever that experience is. So someone who's had a direct experience with the divine, whether it's feeling peace, which is beyond understanding for you, in answer to a prayer, receiving the holy comfort of the Holy Spirit, sensing the presence of divine love, experiencing angels through the inner senses. So our inner senses, I call them the clairs. So the clairs, we have clairvoyance, which is seeing. So you may have visions or close your eyes and you see and are shown things in videos or pictures or symbols. I have a lot of that myself. Clairsentience, which is feeling. So I also get that. I get the chills, like I've been plugged into an electrical socket. When the angels come in, I get very hot and I have that sense. And so think about these, different senses that we're talking about, which is what is your primary? Which one is your primary? And you may have all of them at some point, but one of them is going to stand out more than the others. So there's clairvoyance, which is seeing, clairsentience, which is feeling, and then clairaudience, which is hearing. So you may hear things. So you may hear the angel speaking to you, or God speaking to you, or Mother Mary speaking to you, or anyone in your spirit family speaking to you, and you hear their voices. So that's hearing, clairaudience. And then there's claircognizance, which is thought. So you're just driving along one day and all of a sudden, out of the blue, a thought comes to you. That's claircognizance. Just a thought comes in that you didn't have, you didn't think of it, you didn't plan it. And then there's clairfragrance, which is the smell or the scent. And a lot of people in the angel world are using different fragrances to call in particular archangels and bring in the scent and the smell, which just heightens your ability to embrace the illumination of them and the feeling of them. And then last is clairgustance, which is tasting. So some people have reported to me that, they'll have the smell of beer in their house, and they don't drink, they never did, but their father was an alcoholic. And so they tie together, like, where is the smell of beer coming from? Well, he's allowing the scent of the beer to show that he's present. So that's clairgustance. So these occur for no apparent reason. You can experience, bliss and grace and ecstasy as an angel mystic. You can receive healings, guidance, visions. Miracles happen and synchronicity happens. So when you're tuned in to the frequency and that joy becomes a way of your life, all of these clairs keep showing up, and you can expand on them, embrace them. Think about which is your primary as we go through this period of time over the next 30 days with the different speakers. So if you've had one of these experiences at least once, just once even, you're an angel mystic. So here you are, angel mystics, welcome. Welcome to our little world. One thing I know for sure is that the seraphim are always very, very busy. And the other thing I know is if I don't listen to them, I get into trouble. So I follow everything they tell me to do. You're here, you belong here. We welcome you. Share time with us. Open up, open your hearts, open your minds. Get out of your mind and move down into your heart. We'll be asking you, all of us will be asking you to do that, to move from your mind to your heart and be present here with us to experience and learn more about the love that you desire to have in your life now. So that said, we all know we're angel mystics now. So I'm going to tell you about Reverend Dr. Kimberly Marooney, who I met in 2000 something, like it feels like 1,000 years ago. But the minute I met her, I knew I was in, and that was that. So it is said that when Kimberly speaks, lives change. And as the godmother of the modern day angel world, I guess you've been at this about 4 decades now, Kimberly, is that correct? Yes. So 4 decades of specifically directing her life purpose, working with the Seraphim Angels. So she mentioned Judith Larkin Reno was her first mentor, and her contact came in from the Seraphim Angels, where this one-of-a-kind story happened, which we won't go into now. You can read about it. It's pretty magnificent. She was extremely ill and at death's door when the Seraphim arrived and guided her to whole health and wellness, and she's been following their guidance ever since. So it's a very beautiful, miraculous story to read up on. So Reverend Dr. Kimberly Marooney has written over a dozen books on angels, beginning with angel blessing cards of sacred guidance and inspiration. With over 400,000 books in print in 19 languages, Kimberly has guided hundreds of thousands of people to deeper experiences of divine love, including me. Mwah. Thank you, Kimberly. When the angels want a new energy on earth, they go right to her and ask her to put it into place, and she jumps and makes it happen, just like this summit. It's just another one of the things in the 4 decades that you've been up to. So with the angel guidance, she founded the Angel Ministry in 2007, and since then has ordained over 80 angel ministers from many countries. Kimberly is now, with the passing of Judith Larkin Reno, the chancellor of Gateway University. So in the last few years, she's taken over direction of Gateway and put that into play in addition to running the Angel Ministry program. So the Gateway University is a school for the study of higher consciousness and offers the Angel Ministry program in addition to offering bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees. So if any of those other degrees interest you, other than the Angel Ministry, they're also available through Gateway University. So this is all soul-centered education. It's not an abstract concept at Gateway University. It's a lived experience. And Gateway University has been Kimberly's work for the last 40 years, basically, the day you started, dedicated to representing the Seraphim Angels and bringing us all back to divine love. Very grateful, Kimberly.
That does feel wonderful to hear, doesn't it?
Yes, you've done so much.
Thank you, Jana
So
Marie.
much.
Thank you. So far, this has been kind of all about us. So before I do the next part, I wanted to come back to this question of, are you an angel mystic? And we're going to be talking actually a little bit more about that, but I want to give you an opportunity, since Jana Marie just went through that list of things. I wanted to give you a chance to share with each other. So I'm going to send you off into some breakout rooms for just a short time. It's going to be 5 minutes. There are 3 people in each room. And the one with the shortest hair, you're going to go first. You've got about 1.5 minutes. And I want you to talk about how you know you're an angel mystic. So for example, when you pray, do you feel calmer or at peace? That means you're a mystic. Do you have any of those other things? Wonderful. Like I have it all. I'm a full functioning mystic, which is really lovely. But what do you have? Do you see flashes of color? Do you see sparkles of color? Do you hear sound? Do you have a knowing? Do you just know things? Those are all also part of your angel superpowers. So we could say, I was promising superpowers, angel superpowers here. You could say that the way you perceive the divine are your angel superpowers. So if you feel, sense, know, feel at peace, um, whatever that is, if you hear, you might hear guidance, you might know guidance, you might receive automatic writing, you might recognize numbers or see messages in license plates or signs. You might have divine knowing come through cloud formations in the sky. You might have a series of synchronicities, like maybe you see feathers, or maybe you see pennies, or maybe through synchronicity stuff just comes to you kind of magically. So all of those are symptoms or angel superpowers. So I'm going to send you now to your breakout rooms. You've got 5 minutes. Shortest hair goes first, and we'll see you back in just a few minutes. So enjoy getting to know each other. You're all angels. We're all angel family.
Oh, we don't get to go.
No, I kept us out, but Debbie's stuck here. Hey, Debbie, let me put you in a room. Um, oh, Win is up by
Okay.
herself. How'd that
I
happen?
don't know what to do.
I'm doing it for you here.
Okay, thank you.
It takes me a minute. Monica's asking for help. I'll be back to you just a minute, Debbie.
So as the recording is going, and if you're watching this later, everyone is in breakout rooms right now. And if you're watching this later, what you can do right now is do some journaling on your own and reflecting on some of the things that you heard earlier about what does it mean for you to be an angel mystic, and what are some of the supernatural experiences that you may have experienced. And it really helps to journal about it, because then it helps you to see some of the common patterns or ways that you may have experienced the angels. Hey, Reverend Kimberly, I was just giving some information for people that may be listening to the recording, and inviting them to do some journaling if they're watching later as people are in breakout rooms, and have some reflective writing on what it means for them to be an angel mystic, or maybe even writing about how you would like to be an angelic mystic in the world. So whatever would resonate with you.
Beautiful. Okay, Monica. Okay. So how was that share? I would just absolutely love it if 2 or 3 people shared about how you know you're an angel mystic. So if you want to share, raise your hand or unmute yourself and just start talking. Let's see, how do you raise your hand? I forget how you do that. Oh, click on reactions on the bottom.
You go like this.
Yeah, yeah. Click on reactions on the bottom menu bar and you can raise your hand.
The old-fashioned way.
Except I can't see everybody. The other way is to just, I'm not seeing any hands up yet, but,
Susan Turner has her hand up.
oh, Susan Turner. Oh, fine. Susan, let's find Susan. Usually the hands up pop up onto the top. Susan, do you want to unmute yourself?
Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly, and thank you for those wonderful introductions. I've been working with Kimberly off and on for a few years now. As I was sharing with my group, I had an experience when I was in hypnosis where I had two of the students I was training with privately, of the six that were in the class. We were working with a script that was designed to bring you up into higher states of consciousness, angels. And I joked with John and I said, see if you can get the winning 649 numbers. If you can get the winning 649 numbers, I'll split it with you half. So when he got you up into the ethers area, I said, there's this really loving guardian angel. And so he started asking for these numbers and pushing for these numbers. And this angel kept saying, you got to go to source for that. That's not my job. And so he really wanted these numbers. So he pushed harder, and eventually the energy came into the body, and my body stiffened and my voice lowered, and it bellowed, you'll have to go to source for that. So John went E and Jim went E, and we went back to class, and Leslie's like, oh, you guys, he's the dean of Coastal Academy at the time, he's like, put that away. But later on in the year, she put me back in the chair using the same script, and I wound up giving information to all the people in the class. Some of it was visual, some of it was auditory, I could hear. And then one person, I said, like, what's going on with your stomach, because my stomach hurts. And so John was the most skeptical of the group, and he had an MP3 player, and he said, well, Susan, you've been around us for almost a full year now. Tell me something about your wife, because you've met her, but you don't know her. And so that came, and he came back to class the next day and talked about how accurate it was. And I started asking for a spiritual teacher, because I didn't know what was going to unfold from that point. The angels started coming into the meditation classes that I was offering. There was a lot of interaction privately with them. And at one point, I was then guided to Kimberly Marooney, Dr. Kimberly Marooney. And, we have been in a relationship ever since with I love how she presents things. I love that she works from her heart space in an authentic way, and that she attracts so many people that are of that light. And thank you for listening. I just honor all of you guys as mystics, angel mystics, whether or not you have yet claimed it. As Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd said so lovingly in the chat. Thank you. I'm just grateful, and thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. I want to introduce Susan because she's actually one of our speakers. Whoops, I didn't mean to get rid of you. She's actually one of our speakers. Get you back here. And she's on day 20, September 27th. She's going to be talking to us about the dynamic laws of love and prosperity, engaging the help of the angels. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Susan?
Oh, sure. It's one of the things that when it comes to prosperity, people think of it as only as money, but that's just one element of prosperity. Prosperity is abundance and opulence, and that's woven throughout your life. And it's like, again, Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd had said, it's about claiming that for oneself. And it's about aligning to the frequencies, as the other reverends have talked about, and allowing that to pour through you. And so there are some tips there and that will be in the class, and some vibrational tools offered that are very complementary, if not similar, to Dr. Kimberly Marooney, because truth is truth. So messages may be said differently, but the truth is still the same. So, we are love, we are all one. And when we align to that, then our prosperity and goodness comes. And so thank you, Kimberly.
Oh, thank you, Susan. And Susan is doing a spin at the end of her talk. And so if you join her live and stick it out till the end, you have the chance to to win a 10-minute reading with her. And as an extra super special generosity, she's coming back on September 29th, which is Michaelmas in the Catholic feasts and holiday calendar. And she's going to do an hour of special group angel readings for us. And so join us for that, and you might get a reading with
Awesome.
Susan. Yeah.
Would love to read for you all, whoever is going to be there. And there is a way that they've been showing me to do a reading that would encompass more than just one person. So if you're called to come back, I would welcome you. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Oh, beautiful. So let's jump on forward now, and the angels planned this summit for you personally. They tell me every step of the way to go. They know who has been praying to them. They know who has been calling to them, and that's you. They know that you've been asking and seeking. They know what you're endeavoring to deepen in your inner connection. They know what you need to release and expand into for the next steps in your divine plan. And they know what you need to heal so that you can shine radiantly as your angel self. And all of that is in here for every one of you personally. The angels told me who to invite, and over the next 31 days, as we come together, we will discover again and again how to know you're an angel mystic through experience. We'll explore best daily practices to deepen your inner connection with the angels and spirit, with your holy self, with your true self. We'll be gaining insight. You'll gain insight into your divine plan as an earth angel, with Archangel Micah and Mother Mary guiding us into our plan, to listen carefully as the plan unfolds, as Mary said. You'll be receiving Archangel Michael's powerful support, releasing blocks. You're going to expand into your angel superpowers with the seraphim. You'll be awakening your healing gifts with Archangel Raphael. We all have healing gifts. We all have angel superpowers. So over this 31 days, you'll have the time and the experiences to be able to claim them, to know them, to own them. You'll be activating your angel light body, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Maria, for that amazing angel light body activation you called us to in the beginning. You'll be adding to your toolbox, like Susan just mentioned. She has some tips and tools to add to your toolbox. So your toolbox for connecting with the divine, connecting with your holy self, releasing what's in the way, loving, healing, shining, and giving, and so much more. I can't wait as each day unfolds here, because there's just so much. So whether you're here for personal growth or professional development, you are at the right place and at the right time. So let me talk a little bit more about this angel mystics lifestyle, because that's kind of what we're circulating around, is this beautiful angel mystics lifestyle. It's my lifestyle, and it's the lifestyle of many of you that I know personally. So what I would love for you to do, if you haven't already, is to contemplate what you want to experience or accomplish over the next 31 days. So what is it that you want to know or sense or feel or experience? Perhaps you're working on a project and you want help with the project. Perhaps you're making a big decision, you want help with that. Perhaps it's help with your health, or with a relationship or a conflict, or something bigger. Maybe it's about bringing forward your divine plan, knowing what your next steps are. So whatever that focus is, I strongly encourage you to get a journal and journal about it. And so that's the first thing, to know your focus, to stay focused on it every day, to come back and revisit it every day, and to journal about what you're understanding, what you're thinking, what you're experiencing and feeling, what you're knowing. Here we are tapping into those inner senses again. What are you knowing with your inner being? What are you sensing, feeling? What are you hearing? What are you smelling? Maybe you smell roses for Mother Mary when there are no roses in the room. So just keep little notes about that. As synchronicities happen in your daily life, keep notes about it in the journal as your plan is unfolding over these next 31 days. The next step is some prayer and contemplation every day. Like Mother Mary says in our rosary, 5 minutes is all you need. Use whatever words come to you, but do it every day for 1 month, 31 days to be exact, and listen carefully as our plan unfolds. So whether you join us for the daily rosary readings or whether you do your own prayer using your own words that come to you, please take at least 5 minutes a day for prayer and some contemplation. This opens your heart, opens your spirit. It connects you with your soul. It connects you with divinity so that you are now open to receive divine guidance. You're open to receive channeled messages and visions and insight and knowing and ecstasy and bliss and courage and determination and love and joy. That simple 5 minutes of prayer opens the door for all of that. In addition, every day we'll be having a guest, and during that time we'll be exploring a topic, and we'll be doing some meditation or transformation or activation. We'll be having an experience, a transformative experience. So prayer, contemplation, opening up, receiving, and doing some work, transforming, doing the work of healing, releasing, again seeking deeper guidance, activating divine love and light in your life, broadcasting that out into the world, expanding into the angel light being that you are. That will be happening during that hour that we have every day with our guests. Journal often, because the more you write about what you experienced, the more information will flow in about it. As you write about it, describe what you felt, describe what you knew, what you saw, what you heard, what you understood. As you write about it, you will know more. That writing experience opens the door, and your writing in your journal may open you to actually receiving a message from the angels. And so this is also where you can look at what issues are in the way. Looking at your life, what issues have you got you stuck or blocked? What beliefs have you got you stuck or blocked? How are they interacting with your life circumstances? For example, if you're having any kind of challenges in your life, health, financial, work, relationships, anything, there's probably an underlying issue or belief that is asking to be released. And if you just start asking the question, what is the underlying issue or belief that's keeping me stuck in this health issue or this, whatever this challenge is, it can start, you've asked, it can start to bubble up to the surface and your angels can help you. This is another great time to do angel readings. Like before we started today, I pulled an angel card, and of course it was my favorite, Shamuel, the angel of adoration. And so I have such deep adoration and love in my heart for you. So add an angel reading in. Read in the book. If you have the archangel blessings, you can use the Archangel Shamuel blessing mist to help you. And start to bring in your tools. Add in all the tools that you have. Maybe you do a theta session or a hands-on session, maybe a Reiki session on yourself. Use your tools that you have. Refresh your memory what your toolbox is. You probably have a lot of things in your toolbox that you forgot about. I actually got a massage of this, my husband Dana got this little toolbox that says massage tools on the side. And I changed the A to an E, so it's message tools. And I put in there my stuff, my angel cards, my sprays, my pendulum, my beautiful pendulum that I have here that was a gift from one of our people that's got this wonderful little angel on the end. And so I had fun setting up that little message toolbox with the things that I use. I also put into it my little book of angel healing that I wrote because it's one of the tools that I use often with people, one of my tools. So what are your tools? And what's your toolbox? Something important to explore. Embrace creativity. That's another fun thing to do. That's a part of our mystic lifestyle. Allow your heart and your spirit to open you to the flow of creativity. What is that for you? Is it like, for me, it's paper crafting. I love to make these little fun tags, and I put quotes and important things on them for me. I've got them all over the place. You saw them hanging out at the top of my little book of angel healing book. It's one way that I embrace my creativity, using pretty papers and keeping track of quotes that I like. Do new things, dance and joy, do some exercise, do some art, write poetry, hula hoop, dress more colorfully, experiment with sound and music and essences and flowers. Play. This is actually an invitation to play. How often do you play? I don't play very often, so I'm going to challenge you. I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging you to find a way to play even for a few minutes every day. Like Mary said, 5 minutes is all you need in prayer. 5 minutes is all you need in play too. But do something that's fun and playful every day, because that joy is a natural quality of our divine being, and it opens us up to higher frequencies of energy. Joy and playfulness is one of the highest frequencies of energy that we can experience. Take care of your body. I just mentioned exercise. Try some new exercise. Make sure you get enough sleep. Eat foods that nourish your body. Resist the temptation to eat foods that you know don't make you feel good, that maybe make you tired or sluggish or give you blood pressure drops. Like I love cake, but I'm not going to have cake. I'm going to have an austerity of no cake for the next month, because I don't want my blood pressure and my blood sugar to drop while we're trying to do a broadcast, because it lowers my frequency. So as much as my mouth likes eating cake, my body does not like receiving cake. So as one of my austerities during this 31 days, no cake. I think that's enough on that. So nourish your body, play, relax. And as Mother Mary invites us, listen carefully as your plan unfolds every day. So journal, be active with this. This is proactive. So, Maria, I'd like to bring you back to talk about some of our speakers, because we've got some really fun speakers coming up.
Oh, absolutely. And I wanted to, as we speak about the different presenters, I'd love to share a little bit about myself and my journey with the angel ministry, because what we're doing here at this summit, you'll have exposure to a lot of different amazing speakers and their journeys, their insights and suggestions, and their larger context of what we're also wanting to support you all with is the angel ministry. I'll give a very brief story. It would be like me to crack a little bit of a joke. I have to, it's just part of my personality. How do I know that I'm an angel mystic? It's because I get really drawn into a lot of suffering and a lot of difficulty. It's just like, you're a mystic when you find yourself in the cave. But I'll say more. I'll be speaking over a few sessions. But how did I come to the angel ministry? Is I went to Barnes and Nobles, and I came across this deck, the Angel Blessings deck. And I said, oh, isn't that interesting? And Archangel Michael was the first card. So I'm flipping through the deck, and I said, oh, this is so beautiful. And the angels told me to go to the last page. So I went flipping through literally this book. I'm flipping through, and I see the last page, and it says, Dr. Reverend Kimberly Marooney has some courses coming up. I went to her website. I called the phone number. She answered directly. I don't know what other major spiritual teacher does that. And so I signed up.
Rare.
Very rare. I signed up for her 4-week angel reader course that was coming up. And that what felt amazing. And then that led into a year-long angel ministry program. And that was back in 2011. So I was part of that course and had an ordination in Mount Madonna in California. So I share all of that to say for people that are enjoying this summit is to keep in mind that the larger context here is also the angel ministry. And there's different courses that you can take for whatever would be most resonant for you. And through that experience, why do people come to the angel ministry? Usually people will have some type of angelic supernatural experience or divine coincidence or divine synchronicity, or maybe they've read some popular authors on the angels, but then something in their spirit and in their heart says, wait a minute, I know there's something deeper. I need to go deeper within myself and learn more about the angels. And this insatiable curiosity just grows and grows. And that's where Reverend Kimberly comes in, because she has gone in the depths of herself and traveled very deeply into her own soul journey, and now has come forth to help guide people in that deeper journey of the angelics that people are longing for. So I've been a speaker and taught several courses in different programs, and I just share that as a possibility in your own growth that I share that with you all. So for some of the I wanted to also say 3 reasons why join this summit, and then going to highlight some of the speakers that are really excited to share with you. There's 3 reasons to join this summit. One is the angelic connection and learning how to deepen your connection. Perhaps you have an inclination towards some specific angels, like myself is, I was going to say Dr. Michael, but I would say Archangel Michael is one of my personal favorites. And to really learn the different angels and archangels that exist, learn about the different hierarchies of the angels, but then also what are the different angelic specializations. The second reason is for spiritual, personal, and professional development and skills. Often people may say, well, what goes into an angel reading? What goes into an angel healing? And most importantly, perhaps anything that I will say about the reasons is the lived embodiment and the lived experience of the angels, because it's very easy to go out and read a book or put on index cards all of the things that the angels do in their official roles. But it's really the embodiment and feeling, my feet are tingling right now, feeling and experiencing and knowing the different frequencies of the angels so that you can recognize, is Archangel Uriel working right now? Or if you were to call upon Archangel Raphael, what that frequency feels like, or Archangel Shamuel. Or if you have a book that you need to write, Archangel Metatron will most likely float above you and really encourage you, angelic push you to be writing. And the third reason why is angelic community. Often people in the metaphysics will say, I feel so alone. If I really share what I'm experiencing, I will be unique. I will be the weirdo. My motto in life is embrace your weirdness. However, it's so important to have other people that can understand what you may be experiencing with the angels. And I love learning and hearing about the angels through another person's eyes, so that I could see, oh, that's how Archangel Shamuel worked for you. And now I've just learned a new way about how that archangel may appear in yours or someone else's life. And what I want to say is, even if someone is very familiar with the angels, you may have been working with a Reverend Kimberly for many 10, 15, 20 years. I would invite you to always see with new eyes, see through the eyes of the angels, and you may learn some really, really beautiful things. So some of the speakers I would love to highlight during this summit, one is Sunny Dawn Johnson, who will be speaking about angels in the afterlife. Another person is Reverend Saxton Knight, who will be talking about the seraphim, new age of angels, and also Reverend Declan Kavanagh, the angel mystic life. And Reverend Declan has the most amazing voice and so poetic, and just transmits healing through the way that he communicates. And Reverend Jody Cross will be speaking about the angelic guidance for life. And we'll also, of course, be having Reverend Kimberly Marooney speaking on the guardian angels. And I will be interviewing Reverend Kimberly on how she stays consistent with her angelic connection. It's so very admirable how she not only does it within herself, but always builds and invites people into community. And so at this point, I just am very excited for you all here. I invite you to consider the angel ministry. And with that, I pass it on to Reverend Jana Marie.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
You are.
Excellent. Okay. So the next thing we want to focus on is your personal experience and your community connection here. So both Kimberly and Maria mentioned those things. One thing is attending live. So even myself, when I receive invitations, I can't always attend live during the day. If you can attend live, we have your participation, and you can actually be in the breakout sections and connect with other people. So as Maria says, embrace your weird. The term I use is, I'm tired of people rolling their eyes at me. And at some point I had to get over that. And I got over it. And boy, what a relief of freedom became in my life to not worry about other people rolling their eyes at me. And what happened was a miracle, is people stopped rolling their eyes at me, because then I wasn't expecting them to roll their eyes at me anymore. So in this community that we're creating, it's an open book. You can come here, you can speak in the small group sections, you can speak into the chat, you can call on us, you can call on each other, make new friends, meet other earth angels and angel mystics, and share your experiences with someone who's not going to roll their eyes at you, who is going to be curious. And as you know, Maria said, she loves to hear other angel experiences. We all do. We want to embrace it, and we want to share it, and we want to pass it on to others, to help all others heal with the information that we're learning from others and ourselves, and Kimberly and the Seraphim bringing in. So the second thing is, I want to point out that you're not alone on this path. So here we all are. And I think we had, Kimberly said, 235 people registered. So not everyone is live. So if you're listening after the fact, we miss you. We miss you already. But thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And know that you're not alone on this path. We are here for you. You're surrounded by positivity. There's no naysayers, no negativity. The breakout rooms are beautiful places to share. And don't be afraid to speak up about your love for the angels and your desire for the deeper knowing, which is why we're all here. The biggest I think experience I had after meeting Kimberly was the biggest lesson I needed to learn, which was to move from my head to my heart. All I did was think. So it was really hard for the Seraphim to get in, which is why I had this like terrible experience they told me I was going to have, which made me wake up. And then I had my awakening and moved into, the angel ministry program. So my studies here gave me that greatest gift, was learning how. You may know it intellectually, but until you have the true knowingness of it happening within you with doing the work, I was able to move into my heart and be there all the time and not be in my head. So I hope that you receive that gift by being here with us in these 30 days and carry it with you forward. The Earth Angels create a deep bond, and we hope that you'll all create a deep bond with each other, with us, and that we can continue this community. I still have from my ordination class, the women who were ordained, no men that time, but we're looking forward to men coming in. And we meet every Tuesday on a conference call. And we've been doing this since 2016, meeting every single week and connecting with each other and supporting each other through, everyone's trials and tribulations. It's been, tough time last few years, and we've maintained this. So as an example, this is the kind of community that you can set up in a network and support for yourself that we want to highly encourage. So I invite you to be here, meet new like-minded earth angel friends. And best of all, guess what? We have the spin to win. So the spin to win will be a healing session, an angel healing session. Today, as Kimberly mentioned, one with Maria and one with myself, and we'll present that in front of the whole group so that you can see us answer a question for one person and have an idea about what that is. And one thing I want to really point out strongly is if you see it, when you see us doing this, this is the same thing that at one point Maria and I didn't know how to do at all. We had to learn, we had to tune in. So if you want to be a good accountant, you go to accountant school. If you want to be an angel healer, you go to the angel healing ministry. So you study, you tune in, you learn the frequencies, and you can all do exactly what we're doing. It's all available to every human on earth. You just have to have it be your desire to want to be in this type of healing for others. So we're looking forward to that. And then of course there's the live, I'll remind you again, there's the rosary readings if you want to participate in that. It's on Facebook, and Kimberly and other angel ministers will be reading the rosary, and you can tune in the mornings for that prior to this event. And then the last most important thing is there's a grand prize final draw, which is for the person who shares the most will win prizes. So if you're sharing on your social media, I'm not sure who and how that happens and is tracked, but it will be, and somebody will win a prize for sharing about the
When we
angel
get that
ministry.
figured out, we'll tell you.
Yeah. So the Angel Healing Summit being shared as much as you can to draw in all the earth angels that are in your life. If you are one, there are probably others around you who may be interested, and it's never too late to come and join in at any time. We got 30 days to go, and we welcome everyone at any time, any day. So Kimberly, pass it back to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
So the next thing that's near and dear to my heart is Maria talked about the 4 classes that she took that opened the doorway to her working with me to step into the angel ministry. And I'm actually offering an updated version of those 4 classes in the All Access Pass. And those classes are so much fun. You know, the angels, I love teaching with the angels because they just fill my heart with so much delight. So the first one is working with angels to receive divine guidance and healing, and that's going to be on Wednesday, September 14th. And so we're going to learn how to go beyond cards. So we're going to use some cards. We're going to go beyond cards into actual angel connections, experiences, feeling, to help you deepen in your practice of connecting with angels. So we're going to go beyond the mind, beyond the cards, beyond the books, into the practical, everyday lived experience of angels that Maria was describing and that Jana Marie talked about too. So in that class, we'll be experiencing infusions of angel energy and tapping into wisdom and resources and healing. The second class is with Archangel Gabriel, his soul purpose meditation. This one is on Wednesday, September 21st. And when I first got this particular meditation, it was in response to a need that I was having. So it's a very amazing, powerful meditation, and I can't wait to guide you through it so that you can have more revelations about your soul purpose and how you're being guided. What's your path? What's your plan? And in that, again, the angels will surround you with resources and wisdom and insight and everything you need to take your next steps in your soul purpose, in your life plan. The third class is going to be on Wednesday, September 28th. They're all on Wednesdays. And it's becoming an angel on call. So here's more about how to deepen into the lived experience of responding to angels in daily life, of getting to know your holy self, your own holy self, and living in that state, which is a very precious place to live. And then the fourth class is manifesting your highest calling on Wednesday, October 5th. And that's so now we know your purpose. Now we know why you're here. Now you know your angel connection. Now, how do you manifest that in life? Manifesting your highest purpose in life. And again, this particular meditation was one that I received when I was in dire straits and in very deep need. And it carries powerful energy to illuminate us, to help us clearly perceive our highest calling and to know what our steps are to carry us forward. So in that, you'll connect with the energy and the resources that you need. So I've posted into the chat room the link to that all access pass. So just click that. It's $97. And with that, you also get access to some other fun things that are a secret at this point, because the angels haven't told me what they are yet. But there will be some more secrets in that all access pass too. So I encourage you to join us in those 4 classes. It's only for the all access pass. It'll be a small group. You'll be with me. You'll have a lot of chance to interact with me personally and get personal support through this all access pass. Whew. So, as I catch my breath, the next thing is the spin and the readings with Jana Marie and Maria. So who wants to do the first one? Maria has her hand up. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to bring the spin in and oh, whoops, come on, you can do it. You can do it. I've got 2 screens here, so I'm having to bring it over from the other one. Okay, bring the spin over. Okay, got it. And now I'm going to bring this in here. It's hard to do all this at the same time and talk too, so here we go. Most days I'll have somebody who's doing this for us. Ah, so can you see the wheel of names?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Beautiful.
so let's go into our hearts and find your question. What's your one question? What's the golden question that has the power to change your life? And ask the angels to help you. And we're going to spin. And the winner is Danuta. Hello, Danuta. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy for this prize for you. So I'm going to bring Danuta on, and Maria is going to do the group reading. So let me get rid of me and take out Jana Marie and add in Danuta. Let's see, where is she? Oh, she's not still here. Danuta, am I missing you? Are you still here, Danuta?
Oh, no.
Ooh, yeah, you have to be present to win, and you can only win once. I'm not seeing Danuta. Let me take a look across the top just in case. Give her one final chance.
If she's here, she can, I don't see her on the list.
Yeah, she's gone. Okay, so we're going to spin again. Whoops. Oops, this is tricky managing all this stuff.
Ooh, just when everyone gave up, now you have another chance.
Okay, so we're going to take her out. You get to see. Okay. Okay, now we're going to spin again. Okay, so once more, hold that golden $1 million question in your heart. Call in your angels. And let's see. It's Sue! Okay, so I hope Sue is still here with us. Let's see, where's Sue?
Let me see if we have Sue.
I don't see Sue either.
I see a Susan, but not a Sue.
There was a Sue and a Susan. There were 2.
Yep.
Man.
Well, and so once again, the opportunity still is there. After a spin, you know, you usually just say, oh, well, okay, it wasn't going to be me. It wasn't my time. The angels are just on it here, keeping the excitement
Okay.
going.
Well, let's do it again. Okay, golden question in your heart. Golden question in your heart. Monica! Monica, let's see.
She's here.
She's here. She's here.
Yeah.
Monica, let me bring you on the screen. Oh, you're on the phone, Monica.
But I do not understand why I'm on the phone. I don't know what I have messed up with. And I cannot go back into the video. I don't understand it.
Well, that's okay. So we'll do your question now. So we're going to do one question. So what's your
Okay.
question for Maria?
Well, my question is, well, I would like to have help with eradicating or healing the root cause of my mess. What is making me create a lot of mess in my life? You know, hoarding. And I kind of stuck and not able to get out of this situation. Well, I found it difficult.
Thank you, Monica, for your question. And to do this, what I want to share with everyone here is, although this question is asked by Monica, what I ask the angels is which angels will come forward today to bring a message for everyone here. So although I'll be focusing the question here, the answer on Monica, the answer that I'll be giving, the intention is towards everyone here. So Monica, I'm gonna put you on mute just so I can speak and channel on behalf of the angels for you and for the group. And what we'll do as a collective right now is we'll just tune into the angelic frequency together. So I'm just going to gently close my eyes. And as we breathe together the angelic breath, going into angelic consciousness, angelic energy. And I'm going to be grounding my feet down and raising my consciousness up high. And the more rooted I am, the higher I can go. And I bring this question up to the higher levels and ask on behalf of Monica, what would help bring healing? And what would bring healing to the group as a whole? So the first thing that the angels say, and I'm going to open my eyes and share with everyone here, is that you are enough. I know we hear that all the time. You are enough. You are enough. So what happens sometimes with things that are around us, sometimes it can create a sense of safety or something that we have or that we can fall back on. And it's this noise that's created around us to avoid some of the noise that we may be feeling internally. And so what the angels want to point out here is having a sense of grace towards oneself and inquiring within what is compelling to create this. What is the engine that's behind that? And what the angels want to do is come into the heart space and help you answer that. Now, here, what I'm about to say is going to sound familiar and maybe a little bit different. Maybe I'm hearing this right now, which is human problems needs angelic solutions, right? So there's so many things that someone can do physically on the outside, right? All different types of organizers. But what often happens is when those messes get created and then resolved by an external organizer, it just then gets recreated 3, 6 months and a year later. So what the angels are inviting is to go a bit deeper. Now, the angel that wants to come forward today comes from the angel blessings deck. And this is the angel, and it's number 44 by no coincidence, right? Angelic numbers. And this particular angel is named Serviel, Cerviel. So if you have the angel blessings deck, if you don't have it, it's a great investment as to invest in your own toolbox. And what is this angel about? This angel, the bottom here says courage, but this is the angel of strength. So what's underneath this question about creating messes is crisis. So there's different types and levels of crisis that we can have in our life. And in that mess, there is a cycle that happens of judgment, shame, and it's also energy blockages. On a, let's just say, energetic anatomy perspective, and I invite you all to ask yourself if this resonates with you, the state of your living room will reflect the state of the gut. So look to see if there's a connection between the state of the living room and your gut. Meaning, does your gut need a cleanse? Does your gut need the proper microbiome to be balanced, right? So just to summarize very quickly, what the angels want to bring forward is that you are enough. Now, let's look deeper into this crisis energy here and what this particular angel, number 44, wants to bring forward. This angel comes forward in your life when you're needing old patterns to be disrupted. When it comes to challenges that we have in the mess, there's things that we're willing to change, and there's things that we're unwilling to change. And the more honest we can be with ourselves about what we're willing and unwilling to change, then some space can get created. In mess, there is intensity and suffering. And that's where the angels want to meet you, is in the intensity, in the challenge, and in the suffering. Why is that? Unless we have crisis, we don't get on the angel phone because everything's okay, right? Hello, angels. Yes, we need help here. So that's basically the angels meet you in that place because of the heightened vulnerability. The urgency that lies under crisis gives angels the context of which to enter. If everything's okay, then they won't feel as needed. Now, let's keep going here. So, and I also want to be mindful of the time. So we want to look at this from the angelic perspective. And the angelic perspective is this. There's two parts in evaluating choice. One is the process within of surrender. And here's a very important discernment. Surrender and giving up are two very different things. So two choices, right? Two angles that we're looking at here, which is what is the surrender process within, and then the situation itself. And giving the two just some space of what's happening within oneself and then the situation, right? So let's see here. I'm going to invite Monica and everybody here, where there is mess in your life right now, that you invite this angel number 44 to go there and illuminate its, spread its wings and illuminate anywhere you feel messiness right now. I'll take myself out of the picture for a moment so you could just focus on the angel. And the beautiful thing is the angels know right where to go. And if you're finding your crisis is within you, you can invite this angel to start working within you. And if you feel the mess is around you and that you're creating it, invite this angel number 44 to hang out in those spaces. Maybe it's above the clutter, in the middle of the hoard, maybe below it. And you can ask this angel to speak to the spirit of your home and invite polarities of your home to become more in balance. And you might ask yourself this question and do some journaling around what would change in my life if this mess was resolved? What would change in my life if this mess was resolved? For some people, space is very relaxing. For some people, space is existentially terrifying. So there's no judgment here. Yeah. So there's so much more that I would love to say and share. I will just leave that message with you, Monica, and the group. And I also know that we have a second spin to win, and it's an honor to have shared with you tonight. And I send you blessings, Monica, with this angel. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very so much.
Thank you. That was just really beautiful. So next up is Jana Marie. And let me find her on here. There she is. Bring you back. And we're going to do another spin. So once again, hold your golden question in your heart. Golden question in your heart. We're going to spin. Helen!
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 Yay!
Helen, let's find Helen. Where are you, Helen? Oh, did she just go away? She was just here. Oh, here, no, she is.
I see her on
She's
the
here.
chat.
She's here. Unmute, Helen. Hello,
There
Helen.
we are.
Oh, there you are. So,
Can you-
Helen, what's your question for Jana Marie?
How do you cope with anxiety?
So are you having a lot of anxiety now, Helen?
It comes and it goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to call on the angels, and I'll be using, I have the updated version of the Angel Blessings book, which comes in a nice big box with new cards. And then
Okay.
I also have this book, which I've been using for, well, since 2016. So I have lots of little notes in it too. So
Okay.
first of all, let's find out what angel wants to be present to help answer your question today. And I'm sorry you're feeling so much anxiety coming and going. Let's find out what that's about and see what angel you have who you can call upon. As Maria mentioned, the hotline, the angel hotline is always available. It's always available to all of us. So let me see, and I'm going to. Okay, so we have Sheshane, who is purity. So I'll hold up the card so that you can see. Make sure I got it right. So there's.
There it is.
Can you get it? Oh, I'm sorry about with this blur thing. How do I get it? I gotta get it exactly right. Maria, how did you do that perfectly? There we go. There's Sheshane.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yes.
And since I actually know who you are, I can send you the picture of it. And magically, it's number 12. So Shanae is angel number 12, also a master number in the angel world. So Shanae is, let's see, it says here, life has a way of filling us with pollution and leaving us dense, insensitive, and unconscious. And we're surrounded by emotional and mental pollution caused by negative experiences and negative thought patterns. So the thought patterns that we have are what create the anxiety. So it starts with your thought. So if you change your thoughts, you change your life completely. So it talks here about, she's talking about the air that you're breathing, the chemicals that you're eating, that all results in the body being at dis-ease, not necessarily having a disease, but being at dis-ease. And so not caring for that properly. So the anxiety throughout time, there's always been anxiety, I believe, in human beings, but Session A wants to bring to you purity. So what Session A is suggesting is to think about the things that, the thoughts that you're having that are polluting your mind and creating this, pollution's the best word really, because it gets in the way. It's negative. It's not in having a positive thoughts about things. How are you? Does that resonating with you? What I'm saying, that she's coming through for you in this way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so you know that you're having thoughts that are sort of spiraling you down.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And so Session A, you can call on Session A and say, every time you have a negative thought, pick up the hotline. And you can actually put your hand right up to your ear, just like this, and say, Session A, I'm calling for you. I'm having these thoughts that are creating this dis-ease in my body. I want purity. I want to purify myself and cleanse my brain and my thoughts of all of the spiraling and going to the negativity. And over time, what will happen is you will create more purity in your thoughts, but it takes practice. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And again, since I happen to know who you are, you can always call me and I'll give you a little extra nudge.
Okay.
Congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
Okay, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Helen and Monica, for being brave and demonstrating with us what it's like to be to win the spin. And so as we come to a close here, just getting us hosts all back here together, I want to tell you tomorrow morning, to give you a heads up for tomorrow, I'll be reading the rosary again at 9 o'clock Pacific time in the morning. And our next guest is Dr. Lynn Morell, one of my absolute favorite people. I just love her. She's going to be at 10:30 a.m. and she's going to be talking about angels among us, serendipities, grace, and support. So please join us for that. You will love Dr. Lynn. And I want to close us today with a message from the Seraphim. And so if you breathe into your heart, close your eyes and breathe into your heart for a minute and feel this for you personally. The angels say, the Seraphim say, we are here for you always as the divine gateway, a sacred space where anything is possible. We ask that you be here with us and move from living in your mind to living in your heart. You will not only be awakened, you will remember who you really are and why you are here, with a deep connection in your heart opened to the divine love we bestow upon you. And so with that, I'm so grateful for that you're here. I love you. And final words, Jana Marie?
I just, hearing that prayer and message from the Seraphim again, as they brought it through to me a couple of days ago. And I read it so many times, but hearing it from you today from a different, perspective, I'm, like plugged into the light socket. They're here with us. It's electrifying. The frequencies are high. And I'm looking forward to the next 30 days. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, fabulous. And Maria, closing words?
Something I wanted to share was even if we talk about certain concepts, like say Francis of Assisi or Holy Spirit, it's a non-denominational community where all traditions and backgrounds are invited. And I look forward to hearing how people find their inner angelic mystic, no matter what tradition you may be from.
Yes.
So with much love, see you again tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Blessings.
Thank you so much.
Blessings.